heard a rumor
that Fujifilm is releasing a new camera. So I was on Reddit yesterday and I saw someone posted one of Fujifilm's Instax reels from Instagram. So I checked it out and you can see like, ooh, a new project's coming. I was like, all right, cool, great, should be interesting. Fast forward to this morning and I log into Reddit because I'm addicted and see that someone posted a link to Best Buy for an Instax Wide EVO. So of course I run over to the Best Buy website, check it out, and yep, there it is. There is the Instax Wide EVO. At the time I couldn't pre-order it, but I clicked the notification button essentially to say, hey, notify me when the camera is available for pre-order, because I'm definitely gonna get one. A few hours later and I get a text, email notification from Best Buy like, hey, you can now pre-order it. So I run over there, pre-order the camera, and it shows up in my account as like pre-ordered. So fast forward even more to like further into the day, and just another Chris, who's another YouTuber who talks about instant photography, pops up doing a live talking about the Instax Wide EVO. He is actually the first person I've seen talk about this camera, because when I heard about it or like looked further into it this morning, I did a quick YouTube search and didn't see anything. So the fact that he was talking about it, I was like, okay, I guess this is gaining some traction. And so during his live, apparently Best Buy had taken, or at some point Best Buy had taken down the ability to not only pre-order the Instax Wide EVO, but to also even see any information about it. So then I went back to my Best Buy account to see if like my pre-order has still gone through. It says it's still there. I don't know if it's gonna get canceled, at some point. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because, like I said, I didn't see much about the Instax Wide EVO on YouTube. Sorry, my stomach's growling. But I just wanted to share, what I read, my thoughts, and all that good stuff. All right, so let's talk about what we maybe know. Like I said, it is the Instax Wide EVO, and after the disappointing Wide 400, I'm actually really excited about this wide format getting another new camera. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the EVO line of Instax cameras, they're considered like hybrid cameras. So this means they have both a digital and instant camera component. For this video, any wide comparisons I make will be between the rumored Wide EVO and the Wide 400. So I'm picking the 400 because it's the most readily available wide Instax camera that can actually be purchased like on the market. I'll also be comparing the Wide EVO and the Mini EVO so you can just see some of the differences and similarities between the two. So this is what the Wide EVO allegedly looks like. I'll rotate through the different angles and photos as I talk more. So if you're familiar with the wide family of Instax cameras, the first thing you might notice about this one is that it appears to be more square and a bit more compact than the other wide. Let's look at some of the rumored dimensions and then compare those to some of the more current wide cameras. So the Wide EVO is 3.94 inches wide by 7.48 inches high by 6.42 inches deep. The Wide 400 is 6.38 inches wide by 3.86 inches high by 4.84 inches deep. Sorry, it's hard to say. The Wide EVO is also rumored to be heavier than the Wide 400. So the Wide EVO supposedly weighs 2.05 pounds, while the Wide 400 weighs 1.36 pounds. So based on the photos, the Wide EVO looks a bit slimmer than the Wide 400, which I absolutely love. I love the wide format, but the bulkiness of the camera does make it like not easy to travel with. However, it is close to a pound heavier, which doesn't seem like much, but once you start carrying it around for a while, you'll definitely be able to feel the difference. All that being said, I think I will still prefer the Wide EVO over the Wide 400 based on the dimensions and the weight. Now, let's talk about the look of the Wide EVO. So if the mock-ups on the Best Buy website are what the camera will look like, then I'm in full support. It's very much in line with like the Mini EVO's look in that it's sleek, black and gray. It has a more premium look as compared to say the Mini 12s or the Wide 400. Basically, it doesn't look like a toy, which not that there's anything wrong with the camera looking like a toy, but for what I'm going to pay for this camera, I definitely want it to look like a legit camera. And we'll talk more about the price a little further on. So the rumored color scheme for the Wide EVO is also more similar to one of the color schemes of the Wide 300. I definitely prefer over the Wide 400's green look. Again, I'm just one of those people who prefer a more adultish looking camera, if that makes sense. So I'm definitely a fan of the black and the gray. So color and design wise, I would definitely give it to the Wide EVO. Staying with the design, let's talk about all the different buttons and levers and all that kind of other stuff. So let's start with the front, going from top to bottom. The first thing you'll see is probably the flash. I'm assuming the metallic looking circle below the flash is a light meter. although I guess it could be a selfie mirror, but I'm not sure. It doesn't look very reflective, at least on the website. So across from the light meter is a lever, and I think this is a shutter lever that's mentioned in the features section of the Best Buy website. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about a shutter lever instead of a shutter button. I mean, it might be easier to use because you just like slide your finger down the front to take a photo instead of like trying to search around for a button, but I still don't know how I feel about it. Next, you see the lens, and it's a 16mm f2.4 with a focal range of 0.1 meters to infinity. Now you can compare that to the wide 400's 95mm with a focal range of 0.9 meters to infinity. If the Wide EVO is like the Mini EVO, the lens is also a dial to change the lens effects. Now below the lens and on the side of the flash, you'll see a toggle for wide angle. I'm curious as to how much wider the wide angle will be. Like, is a wide angle wider than the 16mm, or is the 16mm like as wide as it goes? Like, I wonder, is it a fisheye lens? So I'm very curious to see how that plays out. The sides of the Wide EVO are pretty similar. So on one side, you have a dial of some sort at the top, and then the on and off toggle at the bottom. Now, between those two, you have a place for your you have a place for what I'm assuming is where you would put your micro SD card. There's probably also a charging port down there or in that section. On the Mini EVO, that slot is at the bottom of the camera. So that's just kind of one of the differences between the two. On the other side, you have a similar dial, but you also have a print crank. So this differs from the Mini EVO because the Mini EVO has a print lever. Now, I'm curious as to how much cranking you have to do to print your photo. Like, it would be kind of crazy if you had to like crank the entire time your photo was printing. I don't think that's what it's gonna be. I think you can maybe just turn it once and then it'll print the photo. The write-up for the Wide EVO says it has 10 lens effects and 10 film effects and a degree control dial. So I think the dials near the top of both sides are the adjustment dial and the film effects dial. Now, which one is which, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's gonna be more clearly labeled when you get the camera, or is it just something you're gonna have to remember as you shoot with it. There's also a mention of 5 film style options, so I'm curious as to what that means. Like, is that different from the 10 film effects? Does it print something on the film? I don't know. So I'm really curious to see what these 5 film style options are. And in one of the photos, I do notice that some of the effects on the photo are different from the effects I've seen on the Mini EVO. So I don't know if those effects are part of that 5 film style option or just new effects for the camera. The top of the camera has the camera strap holders, a film ejection slot, and a button. So I think this button might be another shutter button, but I'm not 100% sure. Some other people have said they think that is a charging port for the camera, but I'm pretty sure that's an actual button. So yeah, I guess we'll see. But yeah, I definitely think it's a button at the top of the camera. Now let's look at the back of the camera. So at the top, you have the film latch button, I guess that's what you would call it. That's how you open the back of the camera to insert your film. I do like that it appears to be textured on the front, so that hopefully it's easy to like grip it and be able to open the back of the camera to slide in your film. Now below that latch, you have a 3.5-inch colored LCD screen. So below the screen, you have a row of buttons. Going from left to right, it looks like you have a directional joystick and then the following buttons: play, delete, a plus sign, back, and then menu OK. Now, I'm very curious as to why it says play. Play reminds me of like video. And so with the Instax SQ20, there's an option to like record video and then print stills from the video. So I'm very curious if that will be something that's available on the Wide EVO. I didn't read any mention of video in the Best Buy like features section, but maybe that's something that's like gonna be released last minute, or maybe just plays like a slideshow of all the photos that you've taken. Interestingly enough, you don't see the bottom of the camera. So this makes me wonder if there will be a tripod mount for this camera. I'm assuming there would be, but it's just interesting that they don't show it. And I also wonder, is the charging port going to be on the bottom of the camera as well? Or like I said, will it be with what I think is the micro SD card slot? So overall design wise, I definitely think the Wide EVO trumps the Wide 400. Now let's talk about some of the other features. So it says it is app compatible, and the Instax Wide EVO app is mentioned in the features section. All right, look, Instax, hear me out. Why do you need so many apps? I have a lot of Instax products, and all of their digital products have their own separate apps. Each printer has its own app. That's 3 different apps. The Mini EVO has its own app. The Instax Power has its own app. And then there's the Instax Up app. So I've got 6 Instax apps downloaded on my phone, and I'll need a 7th for the Wide EVO. Can we not combine some of these apps? I'm just saying. So with the app, you can definitely connect your phone and your camera and print images directly from your phone. So that's great. I just wish I didn't have to have 7 apps on my phone to use my various Instax products. The camera does have autofocus, which makes sense. It's a digital camera. The flash has a range of about 20 inches to 59 inches. I'm assuming you can turn the flash on and off, but I don't see it written anywhere. It does say it has an automatic flash, but I can't see why they wouldn't include the ability to turn it off and on, especially because the Mini EVO has that ability. There's also a self timer, which the Wide 400 has as well. Now that's pretty much the only new feature of the Wide 400, but I digress. The Wide EVO has a shutter speed of 1/4 to 1/8,000th of a second and an ISO range of 100 to 1600, which is the same for the Mini EVO. Again, the speed and the ISO range are higher for the Wide EVO than when we say the Wide 400. The shutter speed and ISO for the Wide EVO are higher or greater than that of the Wide 400, which makes sense because the Wide 400 is just an analog camera and the Wide EVO is digital. The specifications say that the battery size is a battery pack and batteries are included. Now I wonder if the battery will be like the battery pack for the Mini 99. The 99's battery pack is rechargeable and changeable, so once it starts to weaken, you can in theory replace it. I'm assuming if it had a built-in battery, it will say that in like the specifications piece, but I didn't really see a place for the batteries to go unless the batteries go like in the slot where the film goes, which I think is what the 99 does. Hold on, let me go check. So this is my Mini 99 in like a little plastic case and lens cap. So let me check and see. Never mind, I can't. Oh yeah, I can. Oh no, I'm wrong. So I forgot. So for the 99, there is this little slot here. Not slot, but there is this door here where you can open it. If I can open it. And this is where the battery goes. So I don't see a slimmer. Jeez Louise. I don't see a similar type portion on the mock-up for the Wide EVO. So yeah, I'm definitely curious as to how the battery situation plays out for this. Last thing I want to talk about is what's allegedly included with the camera. So you get a shoulder strap, a lens cap, a USB Type-C cable, and a quick start guide. An included shoulder strap is pretty standard for any Instax camera you get, or like the normal ones besides the PAL. However, I am excited about the fact that it does come with a lens cap. The original Mini EVO did not come with lens caps, so it's nice that it's included. All right, I lied. So the last real thing I want to talk about is the price. So Best Buy was selling the Wide EVO for $349.99. Like, bruh, I know that wides are generally more expensive than minis, but good gosh. Like the Mini EVO is $199.99, or if you get the limited edition one, or one of the limited edition ones, it's $229.99. The Wide EVO is $150 more expensive than the Mini EVO. I think the price may turn a bunch of people off. That is a good chunk of change. The Lomo Instant wide glass is like $2 something. So this Wide EVO is even more expensive than a camera with a glass lens. And the reason I bring that up is glass lenses are usually considered better than like plastic lenses, and I didn't read anything about the Wide EVO having a glass lens, so I'm assuming it's gonna be plastic. So yeah, I'm curious if people are gonna find the camera worth the price. And I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense with the pricing because it is a digital camera as well as an instant camera, but again, that's just a lot of money for essentially an instant camera. Now finally, let's talk overall thoughts. Now I'm excited about this camera. Like I mentioned earlier, I was disappointed in the Wide 400. It felt like a downgrade compared to the Wide 200, which was released like 10 years ago. I really like the design of the Wide EVO and the fact that we will now have a bit more control over how we use our wide camera. Just like with the Mini EVO, it has a lot of great uses. And once I get the camera, I'll do a video on like some of the different ways you can use it. But I am hoping it does well so that maybe we can get like a Wide 99. Also, is the square format considered like the middle child? Like I feel like it never gets any new features or like upgraded cameras. I don't know, it's just a thought I had. So let me know what you all think. Are y'all excited about this camera? Are you gonna get it? Does the cost turn you off? Let me know in the comments below. So this is Future Shay. I just realized I didn't give a date or a potential release date for this camera. So when I pre-ordered it, it says that it should start shipping no later than February 4th, 2025. So that's in like 2 or 3 weeks. So hopefully, like I said, my pre-order remains and that actually happens. And hopefully I have the camera like no later than maybe the 6th or the 7th, so I can do a YouTube video and kind of share it with you guys. I'll probably end up doing a bunch of comparison videos, but it's a little difficult to do comparison videos between like a digital camera and a straight analog camera. So I don't know, I'll do them just so you guys can see, but they're not really like a one-for-one comparison. It's not like the Lomo Insta Wide Glass versus the Instax Wide 400 or the Instax Wide 300, just because of the types of cameras they are. But like I said, I'll definitely do comparisons and share with you guys all the features and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. I hope you found my breakdown of the rumored Wide EVO useful. If you want more photography content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to receive notifications of when I post new videos. Stay tuned for more fun photography content, and if there are any topics you want to see, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep practicing, keep having fun, and I'll see you in the next video.